Hey guys, and welcome back to your online kickboxing course here with Infinite Academy. Today's episode 5, we'll be working your uppercuts, punches 5 and 6. We'll be running through your fundamentals of your uppercuts. We'll also be running through a few different combinations you can throw and add those uppercuts with those combinations, and how we can move from the head to the body with the uppercuts. If you haven't already checked out our previous videos, do check them out over here. And these videos will give you a good fundamental for your kickboxing style, whether it's your fight stance, how to move in your fight stance, basic punches like your straights and your hooks. And today we'll be working your uppercuts. So check those videos out if you haven't already. Otherwise, we're gonna get started in just a minute. All right. Have you guys checked it out? Great. So for the uppercuts, before we get into your punches, you need to understand what an uppercut is. Now, an uppercut is very similar to your hooks in a sense that it is a punch with a bent elbow, no longer like your straight punches 1 and 2. These are very similar to your 3 and 4, except instead of coming from the side, we'll be coming from the bottom up. Bottom up. Basically, what we're trying to do is try to create as many angles as we can with our punches. See, we've got your straight punches, we've got your hooks that come from the side, and now we've got punches that come from the bottom up. So let's get started in your fight stance. For me, I'm an orthodox, which means I'm a right-hander. I'm going to take my right foot to the back. Alright, if you're a left-hander, you're a southpaw, take your left foot to the back. We're going to take that back foot out 45 degrees and the lead foot facing the front. Okay, I'm going to be light on my toes and I want to have my feet spaced apart enough for a ball to roll through my legs. Alright, now from here in my fight stance, I'm going to keep my hands up by the side, elbows nice and relaxed, shoulders relaxed as well, and we're going to get started with the uppercuts. Now for the uppercuts, we need to set up the uppercut. Alright, what I mean by this is, unlike your straight, you're already set up for a straight punch. Your hands are up here, you're going to throw your straight punch straight from your guard. Now for the uppercuts, you can't really do the same thing. It is a punch going from the bottom up. So technically in my fight stance, I'd have to drop my hand down first before I can strike. And this is going to pose a serious problem if I'm sparring or in competition. If I drop my hand down like this, I'm leaving this entire space open for a strike, either a high kick or a hook to the side of my face. And that's not going to be very comfortable. So to avoid that from happening, we're going to keep that guard up. We're going to set up that uppercut. So starting with your lead punch, for me that's my left, I'm going to twist my right shoulder in and I'm going to twist my back foot, similar to when I'm throwing punch number 2. Right? I'm going to twist, except this time instead of extending that right hand out, I'm just going to stay guard and keep my eyes on my opponent. So once again, in my fight stance, I'm going to twist my shoulder in, drop it down a little bit so I get that distance I like. Alright, I'm twisting my back foot. Now from here, I want you to try and shift your weight slightly to the front. A bit of a weight ratio of 70-30 with your front foot, back foot. Alright, so one more time in your fight stance, we're going to get that twist. We're going to put that weight on that lead foot. Now, just a little fun fact, this movement alone is called a slip. Alright, it's a little defensive move we'll be running through in the future episodes. But for now, we're just going to use it as a setup for the uppercut. So in your fight stance, we're going to drop that slip in. And from here, I'm going to drop my hand down just slightly. I don't need to go all the way down. There's no need for that. Just drop it down just below my chin. And from here, with my weight loaded on my lead leg, I'm going to power up with my front leg and I'm going to twist with my core. So it is a step up and twist with the body. And from here, I'm going to just let go of my hands and it's going to come up. Naturally, it should come up if you're working the body mechanics the right way. Alright, if not, just imagine this, right? Imagine you're facing a chimney and you want to punch up the chimney. Notice also when I'm twisting, I'm creating a coil motion like a spring. I'm going to twist in, weight on that front leg, and I'm going to power up with that lead leg and twist that spring out. And as I do this, I'm just going to let my hands go, coming upwards, punching up that chimney. Alright, so one more time in your fight stance, we're going to slip and punch up. Slip, punch up. And that's punch number 5 with the lead uppercut. We're going to slip down and punch up. We do the same thing with punch number 6. It's exactly the same thing, except this time we're going to switch sides. We're going to punch with the right side. Now, Once again, we do need to set that up. So I am going to slip again, but this time I'm going to slip to my right side. Okay, I'm going to twist my lead foot in. I'm going to drop my lead shoulder down. Now from here, notice how I still keep my hands up and my eyes are still facing my opponent or my target. Now I'm going to slip down, and from here I'm going to drop that backhand down, and I'm going to punch up and twisting up with my back foot this time. I'm putting that weight on that back foot, and I'm going to power up with that back foot, and I'm going to punch up. Now look at this back foot. Just like the end of a golf swing, I'm going to lift that heel up as well because I want to punch upwards. I'm really getting that distance as well now that I get to twist fully with that heel up. So once again, in my fight stance, I'm going to slip that left side in, twisting my lead shoulder in and my lead foot in. Now from here, I'm going to put that weight on that back foot, 70-30 again. I'm going to drop that backhand, and from here, I'm going to punch straight up with the uppercut. And look at how I'm twisting this back foot over here. It's still on the ground, but I'm working that twist, all right? So one time in my fight stance, I'm gonna slip. And that is punch number 6. Now let's change some levels. What we can throw to the head, we should be able to throw to the body as well. When you work an uppercut to the body, you want to aim for that center piece, all right? That solar plexus right here. It's a little harder to get that punch down the middle from the uppercuts because most of the time your opponent's elbows are here and your punches are coming from the side. So your opponent's elbows can actually be an obstruction on the way to the center of the body. So in order to get out of that obstruction, you want to shift yourself outside, all right? You're facing your opponent, you want to shift yourself outside and get that uppercut in down the middle. Now, how we're going to work this is we're just going to work your box movements to the side. Now, box movements, you want to have a follow-up with your footwork. We had that lead foot out and we're going to follow up. This time I'm going to my left side, so I'm going to start with my left foot, all right? And I'm going to follow up. From here at my fight stance, I'm going to step out maybe about 45 degrees and follow up with that back foot. Now as I follow up, I'm going to twist in and get that uppercut down the middle. Alright, so one time in my fight stance, I'm going to step out, boom, get the uppercut down the middle. Step out, boom. Notice how I work my twist even when I step out. Alright, I still want to get that twist so I have that coil motion. So as I step out, twist out and follow up with that uppercut. So in your fight stance, step out. And that is punch number 6 to the body. We can do the same thing with punch number 5. It's going to be a little bit different, right? We're just going to have to step out a little bit more, and then we're going to twist. All right, so in your fight stance, I'm going to take my back foot out. All right, then I'm going to twist. All right, now I'm facing my opponent smack down the middle, and I'm going to run that uppercut down the middle. All right, so in my fight stance, I'm going to step, twist. One more time. Step, twist. Look at what I do with my lead foot. Step, as I twist, I'm going to slide that lead foot in, almost like a pivot. So step out, pivot out, and throw that uppercut down the middle. So now you've got uppercuts to the body, right? You've got punch number 6 down the middle. You've got punch number 5 down the middle. And there you have it, guys, your uppercuts, punch number 5 and 6 to the head and to the body. Now let's work some combinations you can throw with the punches that we've already learned and adding the uppercuts as well. So a great combination to work with is learning how to throw all your punches together. For example, throwing your 1, 2s, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you're a beginner, I definitely recommend you starting on the spot first, learning how to twist, hooks, uppercuts, right? But once you've understand box movements in episode 1, you learn how to move with your punches. So in here, we can start with that 1, 2, 3, 4, up, 5, and 6. All right, one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, up. And now you want to try and move every time you punch. Every time you punch, you advance forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, you can try working it backwards as well. All right, you can start with the lead foot with the lead punch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, move forward and back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Move back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You want to be comfortable moving while throwing your punches. Another great combination is just working a 1, 2, 3, 6. All right, just with the hands. 1, 2, 3, 6. All right, back to your stance. 1, 2, 3, 6. The great thing about throwing your hook before your uppercuts is when you throw your hooks, you're in a position very similar to the setup of your uppercuts. So you don't have to dip down again. All right, you've already thrown that hook. You can throw that uppercut straight away. Think of it sort of as a bridge. All right, your hooks is a bridge to your uppercuts. Right, if I throw my punch number 4, I can throw punch number 5 straight away. Or if I throw punch number 3, I can throw punch number 6 straight away. It's a good bridge between because it's working a similar motion. Now, if you notice, I'm always starting with the left and then moving to the right, left, right, left, right, left, right with these combinations. For example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right? They're going left, right, left, right, left, right. Now, once you've understood how to bridge and how to twist with those movements, you can start working shots with the same hand. For example, punch number 1 and punch number 3 with punch number 5. Okay, all the odd numbers, and these are all with my lead hand. So I can throw 1, 3, 5. Now I don't have a bridge. So if I'm gonna throw punch number 3 from punch number 1, I'd have to reset my hips, bring my hips back so I have that coil, and then I can throw punch number 3. And it's the same thing from punch number 3 to punch number 5. I throw punch number 3, I need to reset the hips to get that uppercut up. Otherwise, I'd be here and then throwing the uppercut here, and I will have lost all power because I didn't reset my hips. So if I'm going to work 1, 3, 5, I have to always reset the hips. Go 1, twist, 3, and 5. 1, reset, 3, reset, 5. You do the same thing with the even numbers, 2, 4, and 6 in your fight stance. 2, reset, 4, reset, 6, reset. All right, 2, 4, 6. Use this while moving around in your fight stance. 2, slip, 4, move, 6. Do the same on the 1, 3, 5. 1, slip, 3, move out, 5. Always trying to move with your combinations. Another great way to use your uppercuts is using it defensively. I like to use this when I'm getting pressured by my opponent. Usually if it's by a bigger opponent, coming close, muscling his way through towards me. Don't like that, so I want to get out of it. A great way for me to do that, well, I have many ways to do that, but one of the ways we can use it with the uppercuts is by stepping back with your back foot, and from here throwing that uppercut. All right, so step back and throw that uppercut. This gives you that distance away from your opponent, setting up your punch, and as your opponent comes close, you time your opponent's movement towards you and you strike that uppercut straight up towards the chin. So you take that back foot out and you throw that uppercut. Now watch what I do with my lead foot. I'm actually sliding it back. All right, remember this is a defensive move. I'm trying to step away from my opponent. All right, so I step away and I slide that back foot back. You can slide, you can step, whichever's comfortable for you. All right, so in your fight stance, step and punch, step and punch. Don't make that slide too long and draggy. All right, you want to make it quick. Step out and land. Step out. Once that foot lands, boom, you can throw that uppercut. Right, in your fight stance, step out and throw that uppercut. Step out and throw that uppercut. I like to follow up my defensive uppercut with a hook, and then this way I can pivot my way out as well. If opponent's coming close to me, I'm going to step away, throw that uppercut, and from here I'm going to throw that hook, boom, check hook, get out of the way. Now I've got that distance. I can follow up with a kick of my own. For example, step out, pivot out, throw a kick, boom, down the center. Or step out, uppercut, check hook, and another uppercut, this time to the body. This way I'm creating angles even while moving back. And this is something that may sound very advanced, but once you understand the proper fundamentals and the proper principles of the box movements and your check hooks, this becomes so easy. It becomes like second nature to you. All right, so one more time. We can step out, throw that uppercut, we're gonna twist out, check hook, and from here, once again, you can either throw that uppercut to the body, a hook to the body, or a high kick to the face if you like. Now let's work some of these on the bags. Now when you're working these uppercuts on the bags, you have to understand that your bag is straight. Your bag doesn't have a chin out unless you have one of those special bags like an aqua bag or a wall mounted bag with an angle that you can punch upwards with. Most of the time your punching bag is gonna look like this. Throwing your uppercuts up like this, you're not gonna hit anything, and that's fine. The point of working your bag is getting familiar with your combinations, right? And then slowly adding power onto those combinations. But the first thing we want to work on is getting comfortable with your combinations. So when you throw the uppercuts on the bag, you don't necessarily have to hit anything. You can slide up the bag, or if you like, you can just strike up, just getting a little tap on the bag with a knuckle, that's fine. Let's work the uppercuts on the bag. All right, single uppercuts, we start by twisting in and punching up. The closer you are to the bag with the hands, the more accurate your punches will be. All right, so you want to just graze the bag slightly with your uppercut. And do the same thing on the other side, just grazing up. Now let's work some combinations. So like I said, we'll start off very simple with a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so just aim on the bag. You don't have to hit hard. Remember, you just want to get comfortable with the combination first. So we start with a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Simple. All right, one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, see, I'm getting a little bit faster. Once you're comfortable with the combinations, you want to try and add some speed into your combination. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then move out, move around. Add some footwork. All right, move around. And move out. All right, so let's work some realistic combinations. Let's start with your 1, 3, 5. Remember, we want to reset our punch and our hips every time we're done with a punch. All right, so facing the back, we go 1, slip, 3, slip, and 5. One more time, 1, slip, 3, slip, 5. And there you go, your 1, 3, 5s. You can do the same thing with your 2, 4, 6, facing your back. Start slow, 2, reset, 4, reset, 6. All right, remember, start slow and then slowly advance to get a little bit faster. So start slow. Exhale on every shot. Move around, add some footwork, add some head movement. Move out, move out, move out. Now let's work some combinations with the uppercuts to the body. Now a simple combination is just sticking the jab in first before you throw, let's say, your punch number 6 to the body. All right, from here, just stick the jab, step out, and throw that uppercut down the middle. Step out and punch down. Uppercut down the middle. Down the middle. Do the same thing with punch number 5 to the body. All right, so maybe start with a 1, 2 this time. We go for a 1, 2, and then from here, as I throw that 1, 2, I'm going to step out with that back foot. 1, 2, throw that uppercut down the middle. 1, 2. From here, step out, pivot, and uppercut down the middle. And your fight stance. 1, 2, step out and pivot. 1, 2, step out, pivot, get that uppercut. All right, guys, and once again, before we go, always remember to work your fundamentals, understand the rules and the reason why we throw the way we throw, why we stand the way we stand. Understand and get comfortable with those fundamentals first, and then once you're comfortable enough, and once you've hit a level where you're like, hey, let's try to be creative from here, then go ahead. But the first things first is understanding the fundamentals. All right, guys, until next time, ciao, guys. Whoosh.